Good morning. I hope you are having a good day. Thank you for joining me. I hope your weather is better than mine. Easter weekend and rain. Like, how are we supposed to get out and have an Easter egg hunt in this? Good thing is I don't have any small children, so I guess I don't have to worry about that. Um, but speaking of forecasts, let's talk a little bit about what I've forecasted for this year and the store's ice cream orders. I am just going to share my screen here and then we'll get going. All right, let's get this going here. Okay, so I see ice cream in the forecast and let's talk a little bit about it. Um, when using the naive method, I was able to find a few different things here. So, for our agenda, we're going to talk about my final monthly forecast, how and why I came up with the numbers I did, how seasonality played a role in this. We'll talk about my location currently, and I'll give you my expertise at the end. So if you see here, these are my final monthly numbers. We'll go through each one. You'll see in January, those numbers are pretty low. February starts to, just become a little bit more. March, we have a jump. So in that first quarter, numbers are pretty low. Second quarter there, you see April through June, you start to see those numbers increase. July, August, September, we're increasing a little bit more as those temperatures get a little bit higher. October is where we'll start to decrease in that fourth quarter. November and December usually are going to be lower numbers as well. My final predictions that you see here were based on a few different factors. Town population, of course, the seasons, the day of the week, daily temperatures, and competing stores. Actually, I don't want to go there. Let's talk a little bit about the factors that came into play here. So we'll just start with the town population. So currently the population in the location of my store is 80,809 people. I live in, or my store is in Ankeny, Iowa, with a growing population. Over the last couple years, they've had a 2.59% population increase. So these numbers here will reflect that. Another factor is the seasons. Being in the Midwest region, we do have all four seasons. So we have summer, winter, spring, and fall. All of those different seasons played a role in the numbers that I come up with here. Days of the week, we have usually children in school, 9 of the 12 months of the year. There's slower and there's busier days. We'll just say like Fridays is, going into the weekend. We have families, they're, ready for dessert or eating out or, just don't want to cook, whatever it might be. So those are going to be bigger orders than, let's say, Monday when the week is starting and um, families are just getting their weeks going. Temperatures are going to play a role usually on those warmer days, especially in the summer. Ice cream's a good idea. When it's colder out, people are staying in or they're ordering to go and they're smaller orders. It's cold. Nobody wants to go out for ice cream. I also thought about those competing stores, if there was a new store opening or if there was a store closing, and how that would affect the demand for my orders. The method that I ultimately used was the naive method. The naive method was, I felt, was most accurate with the experience that I've had in ordering in a dental office. It seemed to be most accurate for the ice cream ordering scenario, being that it allowed me to use data from the previous month and took all the factors that I just mentioned previously into consideration. I found the cumulative was inaccurate due to those spikes that I had from season to season, especially when you're going from those really cold temperatures in February and then you get to those warmer temperatures in July. Um, Moving method didn't work for me uh, as the accurate to get an accurate subset. It was hard to get with each quarter of the year being so different. Um, if in the middle of the year you'll see those numbers were higher, and just depending on where that subset was grabbed, that was going to cause some inaccuracy. Seasonality, just want to touch on that again. Ice cream is highly affected by seasons. As I mentioned before, I'm in a region where there is all four seasons. Different seasons call for different orders of food. Versus dessert. Warmer seasons call for more ice cream, so demand is up, higher ordering numbers there. Holiday orders vary. During the summer, let's say 4th of July, a person may want a freezy, and during the fall, I don't want to call them a patient. Customers may want something like a warm cookie. As I mentioned here, location, I am in Ankeny, Iowa. And my expertise, I would rate my level of certainty at a 9 out of 10. The calculated errors from each method you showed, I wasn't off by much at all using this method. My forecast had a low calculated error rate. I never ran out of product. Waste was minimal month to month, and I was able to compete with competing stores, and customers were happy. So thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope that it was a good information, exactly what you needed to make your decision today. Bye-bye.